Hey guys, Jedi here. In today's video, we're going to do the Frost domain. I want to show you guys the team I'm using. I would like to let you know I did this during Season 0, made guides for all the domains. They're still relevant. Feel free to go back and watch those and you'll see some really good free-to-play friendly teams in those videos, because in Season 0, I did not pull any gold dice at all, so I didn't have any legendaries other than when the game gave me Eric, and towards the very end when I got some horn pulls. So we're going to get right into it. This is the team I'm using. Basically, you want a tank, a couple DPS, and a healer. And then I'm using Furbath mainly for a decrease attack. If you have someone who can decrease attack, that is great. If not, it's not a big deal. But I'm going to show you guys why I use decrease attack for mine. Now for the waves, this first wave, they're really not too hard at all to do. Hopefully you guys don't have any issues with them. If you are having issues with the wave, you just need to go back a stage or level up your character some. But in the first one, Gardas here, you want to take him out first, because otherwise he'll group your people up in the back and then you get hit with those nukes and it can hurt you quite a bit. That can usually be what blows it for the waves. So just be careful with Gardas back there until you get good gear and you're just running full auto and he won't matter anyways. Now, generally I run full auto and go grab me coffee or whatever while my teams are doing their business. But whenever I'm pushing content, I run manual. That way I can do the highest level possible, which is what we're doing right now. Now on the waves, I keep Eric turned off and I use his moves myself because he's a single target nuker, and if he hits groups, he doesn't do much damage. And as you see right there, he still didn't do too much damage on these guys. For the most part in this section, the Adventurer is my main damage dealer. And then when we get to the boss, it goes to Eric whenever he's hitting the boss with that single target nuke. The personal strategy I use for all dungeons is whenever I get to the wave right before the bosses, once I get close to killing it, I'm going to turn off my auto and I'm going to save all of my ultimates for when we hit the boss. That way we can just start out nuking the boss. The only ones I don't save is the healers, because I want to keep my health up as full as I can, so when I get to the boss I don't have to worry about dying right out the gate. And as you see, like I said, these waves are not too hard at all. And now we're going to go into the boss, and I will slow it down a little bit just so I can kind of explain what's going on in here. Now as soon as we come in here, I'm going to hit him with all my nukes. We're going to save Furbath. And then our healer here is going to counteract this decrease attack. Now guys, you don't need a cleanser, you don't need to counteract this decrease attack, and I'm going to show you why here in a minute if you're playing your cards right. So what we're going to do is there's a couple strategies you can use. The game likes you to save your specials and try to milk this bar. It's a strategy a lot of people do. If you do that, this is going to go counteractive on the boss, you won't get stunned, and then you can just continue to do damage to the boss. For me, the way I do it is I'm going to use a decrease attack, and if you don't have a decrease attack, just do better like gear, maybe HP or defensive chest on your nuker so they stay alive. And instead of taking down that shield, we are going to take the hit, boom, and then right here is the important spot. So we're going to have our special saved up. Now you'll notice there's no debuffs on our team. That's going to last for a second, which is why you don't need a cleanser, and you're going to do all your nukes right there. We're going to milk the boss down, and the boss is going to hit us with that decrease attack. Now for my team, I'm just going to cleanse it off, no big deal. For your team, you want to make sure you get your nuke off before that decrease attack hits so that it doesn't take as long to kill the boss. Now the reason why I use this strategy is because to me, I find it goes faster if I let the boss take her own shield off and then I nuke her down versus me trying to nuke the shield, and then time just runs too much. And I mean, to be honest, I just don't want to take forever doing these stages, so I want it to go as fast as possible. Now once you get good enough gear and you get farther into the game, it's not going to matter because you're going to be able to run auto anyways. These dungeons, once you start getting legendary gear, they're very easy to do. They're not hard at all. It's just getting to the point where you have enough level 90s to get through this section. Kind of your goal in the game should be like focusing on getting to level 5 on these and getting up through Goblin as far as you can, so that way you can start building up your teams. And as you get later in the game, these stage 5s, whenever you're ready to level up a champion, they're super easy to come back to and just melt them. You don't even have to really worry about the strategy for the dungeons once you hit mid-game to late game. So see, the strategy continues. Boss hits us. We take the hit. We nuke the boss. We heal our team. Never-ending cycle. Now, there's definitely a lot of other free-to-play friendly champions that you can use. Like I said, please go back to my Season 0 videos if you're trying to think of some champions to use, because I did only free-to-play on that one. This account here is, it's not that it's not free-to-play, it's a low spender account. I did buy like the gem pack, the 10,000 or whatever, yeah, I think it's like the $10 for the gems or whatever that you get. And then I bought the daily bread drop. So this is a low spender account, but in Season 0, I didn't buy anything at all. I spent the money to get Martina, spent like $5, but then I never even used the shards that it gave me until Season 1. So my Season 0 account was all free to play. I didn't even pull gold dice at all in it. So if you go back to those videos, you'll see some good guides on this stuff too. But coming through here, some champions that are really good for this. Horus, your free-to-play tank. I recommend leveling him up no matter what, because you're going to use him in a lot of places. Your adventurer is really good DPS. And then once you finish the campaign, or the first part of the campaign, you're going to get Eric. Highly recommend leveling him up when you get a chance. And for a healer, I would recommend going with Hexandra. Hexandra was my favorite healer during Season 0, and I would have leveled her up again. However, I wanted to try out some other champions, so I'm not using her right now. But she's an amazing healer for this, so definitely drop her in there. Fire Poison in this game, I think for most people, is going to be the easiest team to build because of these 3 free champions, the Adventurer, Horus, and Hexandra, and then eventually Eric. So everyone should end up with a pretty stout Fire Poison team. That's really all I have for you guys. I hope this video helps out. Y'all have a good one.